And we are live and direct for the very, very last match preview of this Premier League season. Oh, man. Ha ha ha. It's bittersweet. You know what I'm saying? Very, very bittersweet moment where it goes down to the wire between Manchester City and Liverpool. 90 points, 89 points, 1 point separating the two teams. And look at the gap between Man City, Liverpool, and the likes of Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, and Man United. It's actually very ridiculous when you think about it, especially the gap between Manchester United and the likes of City and Liverpool. Just shows the gulf of quality between the teams and just how, current state of the three clubs. So, guys, appreciate everybody tuning in for yet another one. 10 games to preview. And, of course, there is 3 games that we got to talk about that happened on Thursday. So we got to just touch on those because, we had a massive one with Everton securing their Premier League survival. Big up to Lennon Sweet coming in with the negative, nervous energy. Don't know why you're nervous, bro. Don't know why. You're supporting a team that has won 3 titles in the last 4 seasons and you're nervous. Get a hang of yourself, bro. You know what I'm saying? Get a hold of yourself, I should say. Get a hold of yourself. But you're nervous. See what I'm saying? Put some positive energy out in the universe for freaking sake. So, look. Oh, man. Look, guys, what we're going to be doing, we're going to warm things up and let us actually look at some results and talk about a few results that happened during the week there. So, let's start with Chelsea 1, Leicester City 1. I must say, this was a very exciting game from the highlights. You know what I mean? I didn't watch the game live, but I was actually tuning into the game between Everton and Crystal Palace. So the other 2, I couldn't watch them live. But Chelsea won, Leicester won, and I have to say, look, man, I don't know how Chelsea didn't go on to win this game. Oh, yeah, I know. Missed chances, missed opportunities. Christian Pulisic comes to mind. Because, Chelsea did a lot of good things. But Leicester, you got to give them credit for the work they also put in and finishing the season strongly. James Maddison in the 6th minute, very, very good goal from defense to attack in the blink of an eye. Chelsea not being able to put their, get their shape back together. Likes of Thiago Silva and Rudiger and all of them, scampering to deal with Maddison, and that shot to beat Mendy at his near post, that was brilliant, man. That was brilliant shot. And James Maddison, who is actually Leicester City's player of the season, scored, I think that was a 17 goal in all competitions, which is pretty brilliant, man. For a man who, I think he was injured for some time, a bit out of form as well, so let's give it up to James Maddison there. But Chelsea responded well. The Marcos Alonso goal, man. Listen, that Reece James assist was, out of this world. Wicked assist, man. And Reece James was pretty good throughout the game. You guys know I'm a big Reece James fan, you know what I'm saying? Future Manchester City right back, you know what I mean? I know Chelsea fans are going to be like, oh, man, that ain't happening. Well, you best believe it's going to happen. See what I mean? We want the best, and we are going to sign one of the best young right backs in world football, and that's Reece James, okay? Can't say I never told you. But good fight back by Chelsea. They should have actually gone on to win the game, you know what I mean? A lot of chances. Lukaku with one. Pulisic with the, tapping opportunity that he missed. And then there was also another header that he headed backwards. So Chelsea must rue their, not taking their chances in this game. If you guys check the stats, you would see exactly what I'm talking about here. Chelsea with 67% of the ball, Leicester with 33%, and 20 shots for Chelsea, 7 on target, compared to only 2 shots for Leicester, 1 on target. So it was Chelsea dominated. Chelsea really, really dominated this game, and I don't think they deserved to actually draw. And that's yet another home game where they drop points, where lately they have not been very, very, very good at home. So, look, a point apiece. Doesn't really matter. Chelsea had already qualified for the Champions League. For Leicester, it would just be to, just keep picking up those points and to finish strongly this Premier League season, where right now they're 9th with 49 points, 1 game to go, and they will actually finish in the top 10 because of their goal difference right now over Brentford and Newcastle, who are the only teams that could actually match them on 49 points. And Brighton could get more points than they have right now, but still Leicester would finish in the top 10, which is not bad at all. A drop off from the last 2 seasons, but, compared to the last 2 seasons, they have finished the season a lot better. So, well done to Leicester. I must say well done. They got very far in the Europa Conference League. They participated in the Europa League, got knocked out of that, went down in the Conference League, and all could have won it. Brendan Rodgers knows that his team needs a revamp, and they will look to rebuild and come again next season. As for Chelsea, look, a point there, 71 points. They've secured Champions League football for next season in the group stages, and they would also want to finish their season on a high, where quite a few players are going to say their goodbyes as Chelsea players. So we will talk some more about these teams as we preview their upcoming matches. So, look, let us just keep it moving though, but big up to everybody in the stream right about now. Appreciate you guys tuning into yet another one. Big up to the boy, Josh Byrne, who says, Dom, you been drinking? Or you got your drinks? I actually got the drinks. I bought 2 beers. I have them in the fridge. I might actually drink one maybe tomorrow, or I don't know. But I'll have at least a beer for Sunday when I get off of work late and come and do the roundup, the final roundup of the season there. So I'll be either celebrating or drowning my sorrows in a whole can of beer. So yeah, Josh Byrne. So Elias Abs, Brawlberry, everybody who's tuned in so far, guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up button. We only warming things up there, you know what I'm saying? Still early. We only warming things up. So with that being said, let's just hit the back button here, and we're gonna talk about the other 2 games that were played. Aston Villa 1, Burnley 1. This was also another all 3 games were very enthralling affairs. I'm telling you, man. Listen, I know the Chelsea Leicester game didn't really have a lot of, on the table to play for, but Aston Villa Burnley did, and Crystal Palace Everton, and these games are good. So Burnley in the 45th minute, Ashley Barnes. Seems like Emi Buendia was actually trying his best to bring somebody down. I don't know. But he did, and Barnes stepped up to put away the penalty to give Burnley the lead. Buendia made amends early in the second half with a 48-minute goal. That was a brilliant goal as well to make it 1-1. Matt Lowton got sent off late in the game, which means that he would miss the final match of the season. So, look, this was a good one. I'm telling you, the goalkeeping on display was absolutely exquisite, man. Top class goalkeeping. You got to give it to Nick Pope. You got to give it to Emi Martinez because they kept their teams in the game. You know what I mean? But Aston Villa, man. Aston Villa, for the early stages of the game, the chances they created, they should have gotten a couple goals. John McGinn, he tested Nick Pope. But look, Nick Pope is the one who earned Burnley a point on the day. And if Burnley are to go on to survive, Nick Pope will, you better, get a nice fat contract ready for Nick Pope to sign, man, because I'm telling you, he was really, really good under this. Some of the saves, man, is just mind-boggling how he kept those out. You know what I'm saying? So I think both teams played well. Villa showed a lot of intent, even though they're not really playing for survival or playing for any European spot. And Burnley, they definitely play like a team who are fighting for their Premier League lives. And I think they deserve the point at the end of the day because of the work that the goalkeeper put in, you know what I mean, and the work that their forwards also put in efforts to score because, it come the second half, Martinez pulled off some ridiculous saves as well, you know what I'm saying? And Bertrand Traore came off the bench and tested Nick Pope a couple of times. So, I can't remember all the instances, but I know it was quite a lot, man. It was quite a lot of chances in this game on both ends of the field. If you check the stats here, see exactly what I'm talking about. More for Villa though, with 22 shots, 9 on target, 9 on target, 9. 1 in the net, which means that Nick Pope was a busy man. Burnley with 10 shots, 5 on target, which means that, Martinez was fairly busy as well. Even though they only got 29% of the ball, still, they fashioned some chances of their own and ended up getting a point from the game, which I think, I did not, I think I predicted them to lose the game 2-1. And they managed to squeeze out a point, you know what I mean? Just because of the performance from their goalkeeper. So, look, Burnley live to fight another day. And right now, they're in a more healthy position than Leeds. And I mean, they're outside the relegation zone, even though those two teams are on the same amount of points. With Burnley, of course, having the more tighter defense, where they've only conceded 51, but for Leeds they've conceded 78 goals this season, the second worst defense, and that's probably one of the worst across Europe as well. So good point for Burnley, man. Good point, you know what I mean? Look, Steven Gerrard and his boys, put out a big effort here. And this game is very, very, very important in terms of the title race, guys, because look, Aston Villa are playing Thursday night football, and then they have another game on Sunday again. You see what I'm saying? So I think this would actually work in City's favor, while, for Liverpool, even though they are favorites to go on to win the game, Wolves were well rested, going into their game. And that's just to just compare the two fixtures, see that Villa would be going in, with more miles on their legs and everything, having played on Thursday. So if you check the lineup, guys, Coutinho was rested, and I think another player was rested. Let's just check the bench really quick. Coutinho and Danny Ings. Yeah, that's a player I'm trying to think of right now. Marvelous Nakamba as well, which means that these guys will start on Sunday against Manchester City. And the likes of Watkins, Ramsey, Buendia, McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Luka Dean, Cullum Chambers, Tyrone Mings, Matt Cash. Listen, Villa will be hoping that they don't get a defensive injury before the City game, or else they'll be left without a recognized centre half. So I think, they're going into the game very, very, fatigued, and this game was a high intensity match against Burnley, and it plays into the hands of Man City. Just an early nugget, just an early, and I'm not just saying this because City is my team. It's just facts, you know what I'm saying? It is just facts. Team playing on Thursday and then again on Sunday, while City got all week to rest. So yeah, man, 1-1. Big up to everybody in the stream right now. Appreciate you guys tuning in. And guys, do you think that Mike Jackson would go on to save Burnley this season? I also read that Vincent Kompany is shortlisted as one of the potential managers of Burnley Football Club. So let's see if that one actually happens. You know what I mean? So listen, we got one more game to talk about before we get into the preview, guys. And that is Everton 3, Crystal Palace 2. My prediction for this one, I predicted a 2-1 win for Everton. And I'm telling you, while watching this game, I felt really sorry for Everton, man. I did. Because that goal, that Mateta goal, man, that was brilliant. I think that was from a corner. And Mateta was not marked well. And that was just an open header. He's really tall, about 6'4", headed into the back of the net. I was like, damn, Everton, that's how you looking? And then Jordan Ayew, I think was it was a shout for a penalty shout, I think, on one end, and then the play went down to the other end. It was just end-to-end stuff, and Jordan Ayew scored a scrappy goal in the 36th minute to make it 2-0, and I was like, damn, Everton, you could be going down, man. But look, man, you got to give it to them. You really, really got to give it to them, man. They were fighting throughout the game, but they just managed to go 2 behind. But the fight back, this got to be one of the best comebacks of all time, man. You know, the halftime talk by Frank Lampard had to be immense. And the way the players responded as well. Lampard changing, you know, his game tactically and with the personnel as well. You know, all of that came into play and helped Everton bounce back from a 2-0 deficit, man. Michael Keane, you know, good goal in the 54th minute. And then Richarlison, another scrappy one. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin with the head. Oh, man, I'm telling you. The scenes, man. Scenes on the field. Scenes. And almost the entire stadium ended up on the field. Even when the Calvert-Lewin goal was scored, people ran onto the field to celebrate. You know what I mean? The fans have been behind Everton for the last couple home games as well. And they never really give up, man. And you got to give it to them. They showed a lot of fight and a lot of character. And I'm happy for Lampard, too, because this is a great experience for him. He's a brand new, basically, manager. And that it's good to have that under your belt where you fight for a team that, you know, trying to stay up in the league. You survive, so you have the you know, the experience and memories for when the going gets tough again in the future. So, look, kudos to Everton. They fought back really, really, really well, man. As for Crystal Palace, they crumbled. They crumbled under pressure. And if there was a team that would have gone 2-0 ahead and give up the lead, it would be Crystal Palace. Look, there's big talking points as well from the whole invasion of the field, where an Everton fan was waving his phone in Patrick Vieira's face like he's trying to, you know, taunt him or whatever. And Vieira lashed out, man, and, you know, like, tried to, you know, like, move that freaking phone out my face. And he, you know, kicked him. And, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, don't mess with Vieira, man. Don't mess with Vieira. And a couple Evertonians were actually trying to, like as if they're trying to tell Vieira, like, back off. And Vieira didn't back off. You know what I'm saying? You got to give it. Vieira is a bad man. Vieira is a savage. You got to give it up to him, man, because, you know, some fans could be very, 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 very obnoxious. And there could be a nuisance as well. But kudos to Everton for winning the game, and they will be playing Premier League football next season. So will Crystal Palace. But importantly, this was all about Everton. And with a squad ravaged by injuries and, you know, just a few suspensions as well. Rondon comes to mind. You know, it took a lot out of them to actually get this result, man. From 2-0 down to 3-2. Come on, guys. Memorable night to remember if you're an Everton fan. So, congratulations. Everton will be in the Premier League next season. So, they're currently on 39 points, which means that they cannot finish no lower than 16th. So, they could actually surpass Southampton and finish 15th, which would not be a bad thing at all. It would look better than 16th. You see what I mean? Definitely look better. So it has been a good fight for the last couple games. They fought well, man. They pick up some big scalps, and the final game will be against Arsenal, and they will look to, you know, finish the season strongly as well. So well played to Everton, man. Guys like Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, Iwobi, man. These guys, Seamus Coleman, these guys fought hard, man. Mason Holgate, Jordan Pickford. These guys deserve a lot of plaudits for what they did. Definitely. I know I'm missing out a few names, but I'm not going to drop all the names. But well done, Everton, man. Well done, well done, well done. So, look, big up to everybody in the stream right about now. It's your boy, Dom. Big up to Pacharo in the house. How you doing, Pacharo? Matata Clinical. Adam the Great in the house, man. How you doing, Adam? Nice to see you, man. Appreciate you coming through once again. And Adam said he liked the background. Thanks, bro. Thanks. You know what I mean? Just trying to freshen things up around here. Big up to Moy them in the house as well. Let me see. Brawlberry came through. Everybody who's in here right now, guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the final match preview of this season. So, look, with that being said, guys, what's on the agenda for me? Just to talk the first, the 3 games, warm things up a bit, and then what I want to do, I want to actually touch on the stats really, really quick because we have a Golden Glove race on our hands here. Golden Glove, Alisson leading it with 20. Edison is second with 20 as well. I think Edison played more games than Alisson or something like that. So, look, if they finish level, Alisson would actually be the Golden Glove recipient over Edison, you know. So, in terms of the Golden Boot, Salah leads it, but Son is 1 goal behind Salah with 21. Who's gonna win the Golden Boot race, man? If Son bags a brace, if he plays against Norwich, which is very likely that he could bag a brace. I heard that there's some kind of, stomach virus going on over at Tottenham Hotspur. Hurricane affected. I don't know if, any of the other players are, but let's see what happens there. We're going to get to that. But definitely, Salah versus Son, unless Ronaldo scores 5 on the last day as well, Kane scores 7 or something like that. Look, you can't count out any player scoring about 4 because De Bruyne, who's 5th in the golden shoe race there, actually scored 4 recently, you know what I mean? So, in terms of the assists, it's going to be one of Trent Alexander-Arnold or Salah to get that, award for the most assists this season. Bowen Mount, Robertson, Harvey Barnes, Pogba, Antonio Jesus, Reece James, all on the list there. So, look, another award that I actually saw was PFA Player of the Season. I think that is Players Player of the Season that actually came out. Let me see if there's something on it on the main page here. And Players Player of the Season. And that's Alexander-Arnold, Salah. You have Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden, Conor Gallagher, and one more other player. I can't remember who it is. But, yeah. It's another award there that's up for grabs. And what I'm going to do today, right? Premier League kits. I want to take a look at that as well. Oh, boy. Thank you, Premier League. Let me actually bookmark that. I want to do a designated video for that. I haven't seen all the kits already, but a few kits came out. So let me just bookmark that for when more come out so I could actually do something on that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. What we got, man? Big up to Michael Olapido in the house. Let me see. There was a season that they both won the Golden Glove that couldn't happen again this year. I think one of them played more games than the other. Something like that. But, yeah, man. So, getting a little hot in here. Make sure I turn my fan on. Got a little air circulating in here as well. And, yeah, man. Let's talk. So, let's see who's going to win the individual awards. And we have a big league title up for grabs this week. And, well, this Sunday, I should say. And we're going to get into this. One thing we must note, guys. is that this will be the final match for many players, right? Who will play their final games for their respective clubs. Whether they're going to get sold or whether they, retiring. I don't know who all the players are, but, the guys like Mark Noble, Andreas Christensen, Gundogan rumored to leave City, Jesus as well, Divock Origi for Liverpool. There's been a few, There's been a few players who's going to leave as well. So, Guy, a lot of players at United come to mind. So we're going to get into that as well. So that's another thing that we have to actually note. Just cherish some of these players in the playing for their respective clubs come this Sunday, because that will be the last time you're seeing them represent that club. So let us get things going, man. Let's get things going. Let's get to the fixtures and let's get it going. Nice little warm up, 25 minutes, and I won't be trying to stay super long on all these fixtures, but I have to. You know what I mean? There's some fixtures that don't really have any consequences, like this one. It's just a top 10 for Leicester. Southampton, if they could avoid finishing, just above Burnley, them and Everton, and so it's just about places right now for this one. All right, so yeah, man. Let's start with Leicester versus Southampton. Leicester, Southampton. This is a fixture that we recently got a 9-0 drubbing, right? So who knows, man? We could have fireworks again in this one. So for Leicester, they picked up a 1-1 draw against Chelsea. It's a good result. For Southampton, they lost to Liverpool 2-1. A Liverpool team that made 9 changes. Shame on you, Southampton. Shame on you. Yeah, so guys, in terms of the last time these two teams met, it was on December 1st, St. Mary's Park. It ended in a 2-2 draw. Actually, the last 2 games between these teams were both played at St. Mary's Stadium, and they finished in draws. And the last time Southampton actually went to the Leicester City Stadium, the last 2 times, was in the FA Cup and the league. They actually lost those games, you know what I mean? They did, however, pick up a win after getting drubbed 9-0. They do have 2 wins in their last 10 and 3 draws. So, look, they could beat Leicester, but they haven't really performed well against the Foxes recently. So, look, in all-time Premier League matches, 31 games, 11 draws, 12 wins for Leicester, 8 wins for Southampton. Hasenhuttl versus Brendan Rodgers for the 7th time. Hasenhuttl with a solitary win, 2 draws, 3 losses. Brendan Rodgers with the opposite of that. And against Leicester, 7 matches, 2 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses. Against Southampton for Brendan Rodgers, 13 games, 7 wins, 3 draws, and 3 losses. That's not a bad record whatsoever. So, look, guys, in terms of the players of the season for both teams, what I did, I took my time and did a bit of research. While all the player of the season for the clubs have not been determined yet, quite a few of them have already been determined. And I picked my player of the season. And then what I did a little research to see if I got it right. And for some of them, I got them right. And for others, it was a different player. So for Leicester, I did go with James Maddison, and he was indeed their player of the season. And for Southampton, a no-brainer, James Ward-Prowse, he was indeed their player of the season as well. Both Englishmen, they have been very, very good for their respective teams. In terms of player availability here, for Leicester, Wilfred Ndidi and Bertrand Traore remains out. While James Justin and Yuri Tillemans, this could be his last game for Leicester. He is actually doubtful. For Southampton, Romain Perrault, the Frenchman, Fraser Forster, who actually missed the game against Liverpool. And I was like, why is he missing the game? Well, he was injured. And Valentino Livramento, the former Chelsea youngster, would all be ruled out for this game. Guys, in terms of the latest here, did you know Leicester have scored 26 goals and conceded 33 in their 15 closing day matches in the Premier League. The overall average of 3.93 goals per match is the highest on the final day of any side to have completed in more than 5 seasons of the competition. Jamie Vardy has scored 6 goals on the final day of the Premier League. Only Harry Kane with 8 has netted more among players currently playing in the competition. Southampton have 2 Southampton have won 2 of their last 3 league trips to Leicester, losing 1, as many as they had in their previous 16 visits to the King Power Stadium / Filbert Street combined, drawing 5 and losing 9. Southampton have dropped 29 points from winning positions in the Premier League this season. The last side to drop more than 29 in a single campaign were Tottenham in 2007-08 with 33. John Moss would be in charge of this game. And guys, for some of these refs, this would also be their last match they will be officiating in. I think, what's his name, man? I can't remember his name, man. Mike Dean. Yeah, definitely he will be moving on, I think. I don't know. A few of them will be moving on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to really get too much into that right now, but you guys get what I'm saying. So, look, short and sweet in terms of this one. Guys, in terms of my prediction here, I'm going to go for Leicester to win this game 3-1. Southampton, you know, they have been in very, very poor form at the back end of the season, and I see them finishing with yet another loss, and they would look to just, you know, brush it off and start fresh again next season. As for Leicester, they would finish on a high, and they would look to revamp their squad, a very talented squad, and look to challenge for top 4 football again next season. So 3-1 to Brendan Rodgers' Leicester City. Jamie Vardy, you know, and Maddison, these guys have been in very good form. Harvey Barnes as well recently scored a brace, and, you know, Leicester is one of the more progressive teams in the league, and I expect them to finish strongly in this game. So that'll be it for that one, guys. Let me know your prediction in the chat. We'll definitely appreciate that. Big up to the boy Ankit in the house. Ankit, nice to see you, bro. You know what? The last live stream, Ankit, I was going back to the beginning of the season when you came through and, you know, you helped me out in one of the earlier previews, man. You know what I mean? I was going down memory lane there, man. I was definitely going down memory lane. So, yeah. So, Wayne Heslop is saying, Dom, I can't read these charts you're presenting. The caption is very, very small. So, look, it's as big as they could get because, you know, I'm pretty sure most people are seeing them because I'm seeing them on the screen that I have right now. And, you know, if I make them any bigger, some things won't really show up on the screen, you know what I mean? So, let me see what I could do for that, though, Wayne. Let me see what I could do. Let me see if I could make that a little bigger. That's kind of a little bigger than I want it to be. You see, like that right there? It's a little too big, you see? But it's okay, you know what I mean? It's okay. It's kind of too... That one is a little too big, you know? And that is why I'm actually presenting the information on the screen so that you don't really have to read every single one of the, you know, every single thing that's on the screen there. Because I'm presenting it to you. All right? So, don't stress. Don't stress yourself too much there, Wayne. So, with that being said, guys, we are going to keep it moving. We got a lot to talk about today. And we are definitely going to continue with things. And look, the second game I want to talk about today is one that don't really have a lot of significance. And that is Chelsea versus Watford, the London derby here. Big up to Ankit in the house. Big Chelsea fan. You know, you come in the right time to hear what I got to say about your team. I think you guys have had a postseason. You could have done better. It should have been a 3-horse title race, but there's your horse, you know, got an injury there. You know what I mean? So it is Chelsea versus Watford. London derby to finish off the season. How fitting. So for Chelsea in their last game, a 1-1 draw against Leicester. And for Watford, they were defeated by Leicester 5-1, where I did predict a 4-1 win for Leicester City as well. So in terms of the last time these clubs met, Chelsea defeated Watford 2-1. Watford do have a solitary win against Chelsea back in 2018 in their last 10 and a draw going back to 2016 as well. So look, they would want to finish off the season strongly and channel one of those results, but we know the likelihood of that happening is very, very, very low because of the way Watford and have been playing in their form, right, guys? So, look, in terms of these managers here, Thomas Tuchel versus Roy Hodgson, this would only be the second meeting where Tuchel won the first meeting, and this would be the second game against Watford. And Roy Hodgson against Chelsea he's had a very, very poor record with 21 games, 5 wins, 1 draw, and 15 losses. Wow. The last time a Roy Hodgson team defeated Chelsea, you got to go back to the 2017-18 Crystal Palace team and the 11-12 West Bromwich Albion team that beat Chelsea. So, look, Roy Hodgson, he has lost his last 7 games altogether against Chelsea, and all came in the Premier League for Crystal Palace. So, yeah, man, you guys know where this result is pretty much heading. So you guys can see the all-time results there in the Premier League between Chelsea and Watford. 15 matches, 11 wins for Chelsea, 2 wins for Watford. 2 games have ended in draws. So player of the season, guys, that I went with. And for Chelsea, I went with Edward Mendy. I don't think the Chelsea player of the season is already definitely it's not been given. So I think it's actually going to be Edward Mendy. I might be wrong on that, but Edward Mendy. Ankit, let me know who you think. Let me know who you think would be Chelsea's player of the season if it's not being awarded already. But I'm going to go for Edward Mendy. Could be Rudiger. But I think Mendy, the saves he pulled off during the season is why Chelsea are playing Champions League football next season. And big up to Ivan LFC Hussein. Goodbye, Roy Hodgson. This would indeed be Roy Hodgson's final Premier League match, and he would want to finish on a high. I did a whole little rundown on Roy Hodgson's career in one of the previous previews already, so I'm not really going to get into that right about now. Guys, you see the recent form for, Watford against Chelsea right there. Chelsea in the ascendancy and the form guide for both teams. So, look, for Watford, player of the season for me, Emmanuel Dennis. If it wasn't for him, they would have probably, not get 20 points. They barely got 20 points, and, Emmanuel Dennis just, give them a little hope this season with what was his best ever season in his career, his club career. And there's been a thing going around where the last season he actually played in, he didn't score a single goal. So the signing was a bit weird, but it was done on potential. So in terms of the player availability here, guys, remember I said that there'll be players moving on. Ben Foster has already announced that I think he will be leaving Watford as well. Maybe we'll see guys like Kepa leave Chelsea. You know what I'm saying? There's guys like Rudiger leaving for Real Madrid, Alonso to Barcelona, Christensen to Barcelona. There's also, Cesar Azpilicueta, who could be going to Barcelona but may stay on. There's Jorginho, rumored to be going back to Italy. Christian Pulisic, I don't think he's going anywhere, but, some of these guys are unsettled. Guys that love to streak, Ross Barkley for sure, I think, might actually move on. He has not been playing. Saul Niguez is one of the biggest wastes of loans I've ever seen. That loan deal should have never been made. That was the most wasteful loan deal ever. And Saul, who was such a solid player at Atletico Madrid, I think kind of tarnished his career a bit. Needs to just go back to Spain, play for one of them small clubs, and get his mojo back, man. You know what I'm saying? Go play for Cadiz or something. Espanyol, one of them teams. So Vallecano, one of them teams, man. Hakim Ziyech, guys like Kennedy hasn't really played much. Yeah, a lot of players are going to be moving on, man. As for Watford, the same thing, guys. The same thing. João Pedro, Ismail Assar, Dennis, all these guys could be, bringing in interest from other clubs, man. You think about guys like Sissoko. Who knows, these guys might move on. A few guys might move on. I'm not even going to get into this, but, you got to feel for Juraj Kuška, who got relegated with Parma and then came to Watford and got relegated again. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous, man, But, yeah, in terms of player availability for this game, I went down a little rabbit hole there. Ben Chilwell remains out, Callum Hudson-Odoi, while Werner, Christensen, Kovacic are all doubts. And as I mentioned, this will definitely be the final game for Rudiger, Alonso, and Christensen with an asterisk next to Jorginho and Azpilicueta. For Watford, Juraj Kushka, Imran Louza, Ismail Assar, and Emmanuel Dennis have all been ruled out. Guys, note there will be other absentees before the game. This is not 100% accurate, of course. So we're still on game 2. And just to finish things off, let's just look at a couple insights here. Did you know Chelsea have scored 57 final day Premier League goals? The second most in the competition's history after Arsenal's 64. The Blues hold the record for the biggest Premier League victory on the final day, beating Wigan Athletic 8-0 to seal the title in 2009-10. Watford have won 65% of their Premier League points away from home this season, 15 out of 23, with only Crystal Palace in 97-98 ever having a higher share, 67%. If they win this match, Watford would set a new such record, while a draw would suffice for them to equal the Eagles' mark from that campaign. Chelsea have never lost in 7 league home matches against Watford, winning 6 and drawing 1, scoring at least twice in all 7 meetings. Watford are yet to score a Premier League goal from outside the box this season. There have been only 3 occasions of a team going through an entire campaign without scoring from distance, with Watford already responsible for one of those in 2019-20 and Manchester City and Middlesbrough in 95-96. So, look, I think City was actually relegated that season too. So, Mike Dean, this will be his final game, man. I think that one is already confirmed. And guys, in terms of the prediction for this one, look, man, not gonna make things difficult. I know Chelsea got a little unlucky against Leicester and couldn't put away their chances, but Watford Watford got like the 3rd worst defense in the league, and if you put up the same set of numbers, like, for Chelsea, what they put up against Leicester, I'm pretty sure they'll put in about 4. But I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for Chelsea. They will concede a goal because, Watford, a team that, they're a very attacking team. And, that probably does not help in terms of them defending. But I could see Chelsea finishing off the season strongly here with a 3-1 win. It has been, a very dramatic season for them in terms of the whole Roman Abramovich issue and changing hands as well in terms of the club ownership. Few players leaving. There will be a rebuild this summer. Another rebuild. And it's going to be interesting to see what Chelsea looks like come the 2022-23 season. Okay, so that's my prediction. 3-1 to Chelsea. Watford already relegated. Expect them to rotate and do a little bit of experimentation for Roy Hodgson's final match of his Premier League career. I think he's retiring altogether as well. So, could Roy Hodgson walk off into the sunset with a win and humiliate Chelsea? Or would he be, walking off with yet another L? Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate everybody in here right now. You guys, of course, I've been telling you guys all season, you are the real deal, man. You know what I mean? Appreciate the love, the support that you guys have given all season. And yeah, Ivan, thanks, man. What a waste of a season for Lukaku. Imagine if he had stayed at Inter. Inter would have probably run away with the title again. Adam is saying Watford will lose 8-2. God damn. Look, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. It could happen, but that is indeed a very, very, very bold one, man. Ivan said Cadiz, the best Salvadorian player, Maiko Gonzalez, played there. Okay. So, Adam is saying, someone said better call Saul. This time should be better call Jesse. Saul was decent in a few cup games, but that's all. He deserves to go back. Yeah, Saul was garbage, bro. Let's not be nice here. Let's not be nice, man. Saul was garbage also. It was a garbage loan deal. It was a waste of money. Chelsea got a lot of money to waste, though. People talk about City. They ain't even talking about the money Chelsea's wasting. I'm not going to go down another rabbit hole right now. I'm going to continue with this match previews here. Look, let's move into the next game. Brighton versus West Ham. And this is for a potential Europa League place for West Ham United, where them and Manchester United are still in the running for that place. Who's going to get it? Is it going to be West Ham? Or is it going to be the Red Devils of Manchester? So, Brighton Hove and Albion versus West Ham, guys. Leeds 1, Brighton 1 in their last game. West Ham 2, Man City 2. And West Ham could indeed be responsible if City fail to go on to win the league. And also, if Liverpool failed to win the league, could blame West Ham as well, who did pick up a thrilling 3-2 victory against Liverpool. I could never forget it, man. It happened the 7th of November. There's a couple days in November when it comes to Liverpool that I won't ever forget, right? The day my son was born, Red Star Belgrade destroyed Liverpool in Serbia, right? I think that was like a 4-1 or something, 4-0 win or whatever, I can't remember. But that was the exact day my son was born back in 2018. November 6th. And then November 7th, the West Ham drubbing that could actually be responsible for them coming in second this season. So very, very significant dates. And interestingly, that's my son's birthday and my wife's birthday. So yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. So look. Well done, West Ham. Good draw. In terms of the last meeting, guys, it finished. This is one of the craziest stat you will ever see. And I mean craziest. The last 6 Premier League meetings between West Ham and Brighton have all ended in draws. 2-2, 1-1, 3-3, 2-2, and 2-1-1 draws. Ridiculous. Ridiculous if you ask me. And Brighton do have a great record against West Ham, where they have gone 9 games unbeaten before a championship 6-0 win by West Ham. So since Brighton came into the Premier League, they have never lost a game against West Ham United. So with the Hammers needing to win to secure a Europa League spot, if United draw or lose their game, they would need to make history here. And that's beating Brighton for the very, 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 very first time. Guys, look, you're seeing it there for the first. You're seeing it there. 6 draws, 3 wins for Brighton. This is ridiculous. This is indeed ridiculous, man. You know what I mean? Wow. Wow. Astonishing. So, look. In terms of the managers here, you know, I see people talking about Graham Potter. Listen, I won't mind Graham Potter to be Man City's next manager. I'm going to put it out there right now. Even if it happens in 2 years, whatever, you know, bring it on, man. Graham Potter is solid. So, in 5 matches against West Ham, no wins, no losses, but 5 draws. And against Moyes, 4 matches, no wins, no losses, and 4 draws. Wow. And against Brighton, 6 games for Moyes, 1 win, 4 draws, and a loss. And against Potter, 4 draws. Awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. So, look, Brighton, they have a really good home record against West Ham. 4 games, 2 wins, and 2 draws. So, they would want to preserve that. And in terms of the players of the season, I actually went with Leandro Trossard for Brighton and Hove Albion. I think he's the talisman. And he's responsible for some of the most positive results this season. But the award actually went to the now Manchester City linked left back, what do you call people from Catalonia? He's from Catalonia like Pep though. The Catalan, that's a language, is Catalan. Anyways, he's from Spain, but he's from Catalonia. He was given player of the season. Mark Cucurella, first season at Brighton. And what a player, man. What a player. You know what I mean? Going forward, he's very good. Also, defensive, he's very good as well. So I've been really picturing him playing for City though, even before the link. And I wasn't surprised to see that he was actually linked with a move to City. Let's see if that one actually comes into fruition there. It'll be a big move for Mark Cucurella indeed, man. And, you're gonna join a top club, baby. So for West Ham United, I'm gonna go with Jared Bowen, but it was actually given to Declan Rice, where the people actually voted for Rice, and he was actually player of the season. So Bowen, of course, top goal scorer for West Ham this season, and he almost destroyed Manchester City single-handedly. You know what I mean? So what a season, man! That's the best Premier League season ever. He's just getting better, with age, and it could catapult him into the England World Cup squad. If he doesn't make the World Cup squad, I'll be really, really, really surprised. Really surprised, man. So give it up to Jared Bowen and Declan Rice. So look, in terms of player availability here, guys, I should have actually switched to the players already, but yeah, that's just for visual reasons. That's it, nothing important. But Jakob Moura and Jeremy Sarmiento will be ruled out for Brighton, while for West Ham, Ogbonna and Said Benrahma. Well, Ogbonna is ruled out, while Benrahma is a doubt. In terms of the latest and the greatest here, did you know West Ham have won their final Premier League match in 4 of the last 5 campaigns, drawing 1, last losing against Stoke City in 2015-16. If he plays, this would be Mark Noble's 414th and final Premier League appearance for West Ham. I think Mark Noble is actually retiring from as a West Ham player, but he might actually play on maybe in the championship or one of the lower leagues. I don't know what he's going to do. But let's see what he does. See if he joins the coaching staff. I don't know what he's going to do, though. So, look, give it up to Mark Noble, though. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he would get a run out in this game. But, look, he would be the 7th most appearance for any player for a single side in the competition's history. His 35 Premier League assists is more than any Hammer, while only Mikel Antonio with 55 has scored more goals for the club than Noble's 47. And if he was actually playing more than he did for the last 2 seasons, he would have probably be the club's top scorer, right? Because Antonio, has gone through a drought. Brighton are unbeaten in all of their 9 Premier League meetings with West Ham, winning 3 and drawing 6. It is both the most they face an opponent without ever losing, and the most the Hammers have faced a side without ever winning in the competition. Each of the last 6 Premier League meetings between Brighton and West Ham have been drawn. In the Premier League history, only 2 fixtures have ever been drawn 7 times in a row. Aston Villa versus West Ham between 1998 to 2001, and Birmingham City versus Liverpool between 2005 and 2010. Kevin Friend would be in charge here, and he's actually getting close to the end of his refereeing career as well. I think he's about 50 or 49 years old these days. But look, in terms of my prediction for this one, listen, West Ham needs a win. By all means necessary, a win. Brighton are very compact defensively, but also know how to attack and get back in formation and everything. They're a very good team. Very, very good team, man. I like to refer to them as a mini Man City. The way they play, they attract the football, passing and everything. They want to just walk the ball in the back of the net. But West Ham, man, they're a team that's beaten everybody except Arsenal basically this season, in terms of the top teams, right? I'm not talking about Brighton. I'm just talking about some of the top teams. They beat Spurs, they beat Liverpool, City, United, Chelsea, you name it, they beat them, right? And I think David Moyes, going to put out a very, solid team. The likes of Bowen and Fornals, Shusek, Rice, Antonio. They're going to go all guns blazing. And I think they're going to beat Brighton. 3-1. I'm going for 3-1. Guys, this is the final match day. There will be a couple twists. I hope there's no twists in the title race. But in terms of the European spots, There could be a twist in the Champions League spot between Arsenal and Spurs. There could be a twist between Man United and West Ham for the Conference League and the Europa League spots, okay? But I'm going for West Ham to do what they need to do and win that game and just wait to see what United are going to do in their game. You see what I mean? And United do play against Crystal Palace, so you know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is, man. But I'm going for West Ham to get the business done. 3-1. Okay? Guys, I'm in a prediction. Do appreciate it. Big up to everybody in the house, man. Let me see. Big up to Ivan, LFC, Michael Olopido, Adam the Great in the house. Let me see what else we got. Yo, Catalan. Gamer in the house. How are you doing, Gamer? Coming out of South Africa. Very lame Pichu in the house. Let me see. Dom is the fan of every team that beat Liverpool. Oh, you got that right. You got that right. But look, Kevin Morris in the house. Big up to the boy Kevin Morris. Big up to Jude. Who else is in the house, man? Is Ankit here? Is DeAndre Small still here? Appreciate everybody who's in the house right now. Make sure you guys like up the thing. Kevin Morris is saying West Ham will lose 2-0. No way it's happening, man. No way. Adam is saying City's next manager will be Yaya Toure. I doubt that will happen, man. Nah. And he's saying then the curse will be lifted and City will win the Champions League. Nah. I know it's a joke, but I don't want Yaya Toure in charge of the team right now. Maybe in the future, but not now. Not now at all. Guys, we're going to keep it moving. We got a lot more to go, so I'm not going to linger. I'm not going to, dawdle. So, Burnley versus Newcastle. This is a huge one in terms of the relegation scrap. And, I got to get to it, sooner rather than later. So, let me take a sip of my drink so I can help my throat. This is just a concoction of juices that I made. Lemonade along with a little cranberry grape juice, so a lot of things going on here just to keep the energy levels going and keep me, my thirst quenched. All right. Burnley versus Newcastle. And how fitting is it that Burnley actually finished this game at Turf Moor in front of their fans while Leeds will have to travel to Brentford? You know what I'm saying? So the odds are stacked up against Leeds, but for Burnley, they got everything going in their favor, and they need to win the game. It's that simple. They win, they survive. The equation is simple. The execution might not be so simple, but the equation is a very, very, very simple one. So, Aston Villa 1, Burnley 1 in their last. Newcastle 2, Arsenal 0 in their last game. In terms of the last time these two teams met each other, Newcastle defeated Burnley 1-0. Burnley did beat Newcastle in the EFL Cup on penalties, 4-3. But in terms of the league, they only managed to defeat Newcastle twice, dating all the way back to 2017. And that was by a 1-0 margin, and both wins came at Turf Moor. So, look, if anything is to happen, it's going to happen at Turf Moor. 11 all-time matches, and those were the only 2 wins that Burnley have picked up over Newcastle, with 5 Newcastle wins and 4 draws. Their home record against Newcastle is 5 games, 2 wins, and a draw, along with 2 losses. So, in terms of the managers here, Eddie Howe is a former Burnley manager. He didn't manage there for long, but still, he is a former Burnley manager. And in 11 matches against his former team, he has 3 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws and 6 losses. This would be Mike Jackson's first game. He's the interim manager in charge of Burnley against any Newcastle team. So, in terms of the player of the season, guys, player of the season for both teams, well, for Burnley, I went with Nick Pope. Nick Pope. And I think he was indeed voted the player of the season. I think Nick Pope was voted the player of the season. I'm not 100% sure, but I think from the research that I did, I found that it was Nick Pope. Either that or the player of the season is yet to be determined. And I'm not going to really look into that right about now. But, Nick Pope, man, he's the one who, if they survive, it's because of him. Very, very top quality goalkeeper. Newcastle, for me, I'll give it to Alan St. Maximum because even when things were tough, he was like the only glimmer of hope that they had. You know what I'm saying? That was who everyone was talking about. Alan St. Maxima, his flair, you know what I mean? How he just, he just brings, joy to any football fan. I almost knocked over a whole bottle of water on my laptop. Good thing that water was closed, man. God damn. Woo! Almost said goodbye to the old MacBook there, man. And it's been doing a good job providing us the music in the background there. So I was just going to get the music going again. And I almost knocked over the freaking water. Well, it was close. I almost knocked it over on the laptop. But yeah, St. Maxima is my player of the season, man. He's the inspiration for Newcastle. But it was given to Joe Linton, who was transformed from a forward to a midfielder, box-to-box midfielder, who is still capable of playing that forward role. So, I think it's deserved. But, it's Alan St. Maxima for me. So, in terms of the player availability here, Eric Peters, Johan Berg Goodmanson, Matej Vidra, Ashley Westwood, and Ben Mee would all miss the game, while Jay Rodriguez is doubtful, and Matt Lowton was suspended for this game. He picked up a red card against Aston Villa. So the thing for Burnley is that they're handicapped. They're handicapped by injuries and suspension going into their final home game and their final game of the season, where this could be it, man. You go down in the championship, there's no guarantee when you will return. Think about, some clubs think about one of the most recent clubs like Sunderland and Stoke, and what has really happened to those clubs, where those clubs just kept falling down the divisions. You know what I'm saying? So you're in the Premier League one season, 3 more years, you find yourself in League One. You know what I mean? So you want to avoid relegation at all costs. So for Newcastle, Isaac Hayden, John Joe Shelby, Joe Willock, Jamal Lewis, Javier Manquillo, all listed as out, while Chris Wood, Ryan Fraser, and Fabian Shaw are all doubtful. I think Federico Fernandez as well. A lot of these players are going to be leaving the club as well, guys. So this will be the final time you're going to see a lot of these players at Newcastle playing for the team. And if I do a quick rundown, I think they are going to get rid of Dubravka. They've been linked with Dean Henderson. They're going to get rid of a lot of players. Maybe Carl Darlow would stick around as the backup goalkeeper, and a couple of them, would stick around. But in terms of the players, man, just running down this list. Kieran Clark, he got to go. Paul Dummett, he's been with the club the longest, I think. These guys got to go, man. You see what I'm saying? Even a Jamal Lascelles, the club captain, these guys are not good enough. Shaw is decent, but he might be moved on as well. And you'll see guys like Matt Target, Jamal Lewis, Trippier, Emil Kraft might be moved on. Federico Fernandez, Manquillo moved on. You see Dan Burn there. And with the sale of these players, if they're able to sell them, they would recruit, fresh players. You know what players that Eddie Howe identify. John Shelby, I think, should remain at the club. Matt Ritchie will be moved on. Hayden, I think, should be moved on. Fraser would remain. Jacob Murphy would remain. Almiron could be moved on, but he might just stick around. Willock, Longstaff, Gimaresh, all these guys will be at the club. Joe Linton, Wilson, the forwards would be there. Dwight Gale would be moved on. Chris Wood, I think he would play one more season, and he'll be like the backup striker to Callum Wilson, and then he might move on the following season as well. So that's what's going on there for Newcastle. They will survive. They've survived already. What am I saying? They will survive. They have survived. Eddie Howe picked up the team when they had 6 points, no wins all season. And he's done a great job, man. He's my manager of the season. So, look, for Burnley, it's a tricky game. It is indeed a tricky game. It could be the last one in the Premier League for a long time. or they could actually secure their survival. So, look, in terms of the insights here, guys, Burnley have won 3 of their last 4 home league matches, as many as they had in their previous 26 at Turf Moor joint 11 and losing 12. However, they did lose their last home outing 3-1 to Aston Villa. Newcastle looking to win 4 consecutive Premier League matches against an opponent for the first time since doing so against Queen's Park Rangers in 2012, between 2012 and 2014. Burnley have lost each of their last, these stats are not very good for Burnley though. They have lost each of their last 3 Premier League meetings with Newcastle, having lost just 2 of their first 8 against the Magpies, winning 2 and drawing 4. Despite only making his debut for the club in February, only Allan St-Maximin with 9 has been involved in more Premier League goals for Newcastle than Bruno Guimaraes, who has produced 5 goals and 1 assist. Craig Parson will be in charge here. And guys, in terms of my prediction, you see the recent meetings, Newcastle, a draw, and then a win for Burnley. The form guide points, maybe to a Newcastle, but Burnley are home, where they picked up their better results against Newcastle. And guys, I could actually see this one ending in a draw, because if you learn anything from the Aston Villa Burnley game, you know they're not going to lie down and get beaten. Nick Pope is going to need another big effort. Their backline, 5-prong backline with a couple defensive midfielders as well. They're going to be very, very compact, and they're going to look to keep the opposition at bay. It's not going to be easy, but they'll manage, and they also have a goal threat in the likes of Maxwell Cornet, Aaron Lennon if he come off the bench, Wout Weghorst. I think Josh Brownhill has been very good lately. And of course, Dwight McNeil is always a threat. Ashley Barnes come to mind as well. So, look, I think they're going to squeeze out a draw from this one. Burnley are going to get a draw. And if Leeds United are to survive, they're going to need to win. If Burnley win and Leeds win, Burnley would stay up on goal difference. So the teams are currently on the same amount of points right now, 35 points, but Burnley with a minus 18 goal difference, Leeds with a minus 38 goal difference. You see, it helps to have a good defense and a good keeper. And look, I know Leeds got an okay keeper, but their defense is not good at all, man. So 1-1 draw in my opinion, and that might just be good enough to help Burnley stay up. Guys, make sure you stick around to hear what I have to say about Leeds, and then you'll know who I think would go down and who would survive the drop. So, look, according to that prediction, Newcastle would get a point. They will go up to 47 points, and they could only finish as high as 11th with that. According to the result for Brentford Leeds. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that game, guys. Mike Jackson, he has done a great job since he took charge. And for Eddie Howe, of course, the same. So let's see if Mike Jackson helps to save Burnley and he's being given the permanent job. Because why not, right? Why not? But I doubt. They probably bring in somebody else and fight for survival again next season. So big up to everybody in the stream right now, man. We got a lot to talk about still. We still got to talk Norwich, Spurs, Arsenal, Everton, Manchester United, Crystal Palace, Liverpool versus Wolves. We got to talk Manchester City versus Aston Villa as well, and Brentford versus Leeds. So, look, still got a long way to go, man. We're only an hour in, and, I'm doing these pretty fast, so, what I mean? Let's see how long it take to get through these fixtures though. So I don't plan to be here all night, but still, I want to get things done thoroughly as well. Look, I don't think you could find a comprehensive match preview on the internet like the one I do, where I go through each and every game. I show all the teams some love. So you might look on the channel and you say, hey man, you see a lot of Man City, Liverpool, content. Where's the other teams? Guys, I do talk about everybody else. But if I clip out the individual matches, you guys don't really care. You know what I'm saying? I've tried it already. You guys most people don't care about that. You see what I mean? So that's why I do it in a whole live stream, man. So guys, smash the thumbs up button if you're yet to do so. We'll definitely appreciate that. In terms of likes, how many likes we got, man? I haven't even checked that, but I'll check up on that pretty soon. And yeah. So let's keep it moving, man. Match 5. Let's go. I could have actually been done, but I did the preview for the roundup for the 3 matches that were played yesterday. So, I could have been finishing up things right now if I didn't go through those games. But it's okay, though. It's okay. So, let's talk. And where's the game I'm looking for? Norwich Spurs. Norwich City versus Tottenham. Hot Spurs. They've been hot, man. They've been hot. They look like they're going to get Champions League football, man. So, in terms of the news here, related news, team news ahead of Sunday's finale at Norwich. Let's see if we find out anything here. Before we even get into anything, there's been a news about some outbreak. Let me see if there's anything in terms of that. Friday. Let me see. All right. Christian Romero, Dougherty, Skip, Tanganga, Regayon, okay. Harry Kane's fitness, reported feeling unwell. All right, let me see. Kulusevski has a problem. Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So there's, this week we had a couple situations with the virus, a stomach problem. Also a member of staff. Like last week, we have to be ready to play. So there have been an outbreak of a stomach virus. So let's see who plays and who does not play. Okay, so there's doubts there, but their squad is pretty deep, and they're coming up against Norwich, who they have been terrible this season. So Norwich versus Tottenham. So 1-1 in their last game against Wolves, and for Tottenham, a 1-0 win against Burnley in their last game, which was an uphill battle, but they still managed to pick up a positive result there. That was Harry Kane with the penalty. So, in terms of the last meeting between Burnley and Spurs, well, Spurs defeated, not Burnley. What am I saying? Why am I thinking Burnley? Burnley did beat Spurs before, but I just said Burnley versus Spurs with a Harry Kane goal, and I don't know why I'm saying it again. Norwich versus Spurs. It was a 3-0 win earlier this season, December 5th. And Norwich did manage to pull off a 4-3 victory against Spurs on penalties in the 5th round of the FA Cup in 2020. So Norwich, their only Premier League victory against Spurs goes back to 2014. And they do have another win in the EFL Cup. So 3 wins in their last 10 meetings and 2 draws. Not a bad record at all. Not a bad record against Spurs. But look, there's nothing to play for. And they would want to finish off strongly, but still, they're not in very, very good shape to, really go out there and do anything, if you ask me. I want to give it with a prediction early, but you get the point. You get the point with Norwich here, man. And I felt like this for, when it comes to Norwich since the beginning of the season. So, look, all-time Premier League matches, 19, 3 wins for Norwich, 5 draws, and 11 wins for Spurs. In terms of the coaches, Dean Smith, this will be his 7th game against Spurs. He has 1 win, no draws, and 5 losses. In 2 games against Conte, he has never won. And Conte against Norwich, 3 games, 2 wins, a draw, no losses. So, guys, in terms of the player of the season for me, for Norwich, I'm going to give it to Timo Pukki, man. He's been the only Norwich player that really, knows how to score goals. I think I've heard a stat that apart from Pukki, he scored 10 goals. And the next goal scorer probably the most is probably like 2 goals, if I'm not mistaken. Which is nuts when you think about it. And I'll let you guys know the exact stat there. Let me just find the Norwich roster really quick, and I'll tell you guys exactly what it is in terms of the squad and the stats there. Let me let you guys know exactly what is the situation there. So in terms of the goal scoring, all right, so let me see. I'm actually on the wrong thing. I should be on stats here. But yeah, okay, stats. Let me let you guys know exactly that so I could confirm, because Pookie is a GOAT, man, you know what I mean? So, okay. So all season, Pookie got 11 goals, and the next best is Sargent with 4. Okay? And Kenny McLean with 3. No one else got more than 3 goals. You see what I'm saying? Players with 2 goals, Rashica, Christos Zolis, we haven't seen in a while, and Lucas Rupp. And this is in all competitions, guys. This is in all competition. And in terms of the players, you know, Timo Pukki, 40 matches, 11 goals. So it's bad, and this is why they got relegated. This is indeed why they got relegated. They do not score enough goals, and you know, enough players don't score as well. When you hear Man City got 16 different goal scorers and stuff like that, and then you have, you know, sometimes you know, you got 7 players with more than 10 goals and all that. Like, come on, man. Norwich, of course, you're gonna get relegated like that with numbers like this. So look, I'm gonna go for Timo Pukki, player of the season, and he was indeed given player of the season. For Tottenham, Son Heung-min, and I think Son was given player of the season as well for Spurs, because 21 goals. He has been, you know, the real talisman this season, along with Harry Kane. But this has been the first season he has scored more goals than Harry Kane in the league as well, which is a big achievement, seeing that Harry Kane has been so potent for Spurs over the last couple seasons. So you definitely got to give it to Heung-min's son, man. You know, who else? Who else is it going to be given to? So in terms of the player availability here for Norwich, Adamida, Andrew Omobamidele, Christoph Zimmerman, Kenny McLean, and Ozan Kabak all out, while Christian Romero, Japhet Tanganga, Sergio Reguilon, Ollie Skip, and Matt Dougherty will all miss the game, while Harry Kane is indeed a doubt for this game. But I don't think he'll miss it for anything, because Spurs would need a win to make sure. Well, a draw would secure them Champions League football, you know what I mean? And Harry Kane would want to make sure he's there to make sure that happens. So, in terms of, did you know, the insights? Spurs have lost just one of their last 10 away league matches against Norwich, winning 6 and drawing 3, going down a goal to nil in February of 2014. Antonio Conte can be the 5th manager or head coach to finish in the top 4 of the Premier League with 2 different clubs after Kenny Dalglish, Rafael Benitez, Claudio Ranieri, and Jose Mourinho. This is the 6th time Spurs have faced a side already relegated from the Premier League on the final day of the season. And they have lost more of those matches, 3, than they have won 2. They beat Wolves in 03-04 and Hull in 16-17, but lost to Leicester City in 01-02, Burnley in 09-10, and Newcastle in 15-16. Norwich have faced more penalties than any other side in the Premier League this season, 12, while Harry Kane has scored a penalty in his last 2 Premier League outings. No Spurs player has ever scored a penalty in 3 consecutive appearances in the competition. Kane has scored 8 goals on the final day of Premier League campaigns, with only Andrew Cole and Les Ferdinand 9 each netting more. Chris Kavanagh would be in charge of this game. And guys, in terms of my prediction for this game, man, look, Spurs need a draw or a win to secure Champions League football. And no way I think they're going to lose to Norwich. It doesn't matter what happened, man. It doesn't matter what kind of virus they got going on. Spurs are not losing to Norwich, in my opinion. They will at least draw the game, guys. And finish above Arsenal. Okay, reset meetings, Spurs, a draw there, Spurs, the farm guide. Norwich are in very, very, very bad form. They draw in the last game against Wolves, you know, would inspire them a bit, but they have not been good this season at all. So, look, expect to see Lucas Moura, Son. I don't know if Kane would start, but, there's always Bergwijn, who could slot in there. And the squad is pretty deep. And I think they have enough personnel to deal with any kind of, illness they got going on in the club right about now. I'm going for Spurs to win the game 2-0. I don't think Norwich would offer enough threats in the final third. And, Spurs would actually deal with whatever Norwich got to, bring to them. Timo Pukki might get in behind a couple times, but, he has not been 100% clinical as well with his chances. So 2-0 to Tottenham in my opinion. What's your thoughts, guys? Let me know your predictions in the chat, though. Appreciate that. So, what we got here in terms of comments? Big up to 80 Booth in the house. Matthew Park. Adnan in the house. How you doing, Adnan? RB Comps in the house as well. Wayne Heslop. Kevin Morris. Everybody in the house right now, man. Appreciate you guys tuning in to yet another one. Make sure you guys like the video if you're yet to do so. Let me see what we got here in terms of likes. All right, let me do a quick checkup, guys. We got 36 likes. Could do a lot better than that. Let's get it up to 50 thumbs up, guys. Come on, if you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you do so. Okay, so we are going to keep it moving. Let's keep it moving, man. We still got a few games to talk about. And we're not going to linger. We're not going to go down too many rabbit holes as well. We ain't going to do that. Not at all. So, the next game that we got on the agenda here is Arsenal versus Everton. Arsenal versus Everton. Guys, there's also a situation where Spurs could lose to Norwich and Arsenal could beat Everton and sneak into that Champions League spot, where that will indeed be one of the biggest twists of the season. You know what I'm saying? It could happen. I think there will be some kind of twist, but, as I'm saying, I just hope it's not City losing the title. That's just what I'm hoping it is. You know what I mean? It's not City losing the title to Liverpool, man. That would be a devastating blow, indeed. But we could see Arsenal getting the top 4 spot back from Spurs. But Spurs would need to lose. And they're playing a team that have not won a lot of Premier League games this season in Norwich City. So, yeah. Just let that one digest. Let it sink in for a while. Any Arsenal fans, man, you guys had it in your grasp. And you indeed blew it. Okay, you blew it, man. And you would now depend on Spurs to lose for you to actually get Champions League football, which would have made the club a lot more attractive in the transfer market. So, Arsenal, Everton here. Last game, Newcastle 2, Arsenal 0. Everton 3, Crystal Palace 2 to secure their survival in the Premier League. Let's give it up to Everton, man. Big scenes at Goodison Park. The fans flooded the field. We haven't seen this a lot in the Premier League, and no need to really flood the field like that unless you either win the title or you survive relegation. And for Everton, they've survived relegation. So the recent meetings between Arsenal and Everton, you see a 2-1 win for Everton there would give them a lot of inspiration. But look, a good thing for them, they don't have to depend on a result from this game to stay in the league, because it could have got ugly, right? But the last 3 matches between Everton and Arsenal have ended in wins for the Toffees, which is indeed something, weird when you really think about it, right? Actually, the last 6 games, Arsenal have only picked up 1 win. A 3-2 win back in 2020. But before that, they were, pretty dominant. And if you check the overall record, 59 games, 34 wins for Arsenal, 11 wins for Everton, and 14 draws. Arsenal's home record against Everton is very, very good. 22 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses and 5 draws. In terms of the managers against each other, Frank Lampard against Arteta, this would be the 5th meeting for the two rookie managers, you could call them that. They've been managing around for the same amount of time. Lampard with Derby, Chelsea, and now Everton. Mikel Arteta joining Arsenal from being City's assistant manager and then going on to win the FA Cup and, having a okay season last year. Well, last year was not okay. It was a bad season. And now. So this would actually be going into his 4th season. He's been there a while, man, since December 2019. Arteta's been there going on 3 years, guys. Just let it digest, man. And he got a trophy, you know what I'm saying? At least he got a trophy. So, look here. In terms of player of the season for both clubs, I'm choosing to go with Bukayo Saka of Arsenal. I think, he has been their best player. Aaron Ramsdale comes to mind as well. But Saka, man, oh, man. Woo, what a player. I don't think the award has been officially given as yet. From the little research I did, I didn't find anything. Maybe it has been given. But, right now, it's going to be Saka for me. What a player, man. What a player. His age, the assists and the goals, just the productivity that he gives the team. And for Everton, Richarlison, man. He had some words for Jamie Carragher. He's feisty. We know that. We love it. You know what I mean? Listen, as much as you want to say, whatever you want to say about Richarlison, he makes the game a bit more fun and entertaining to watch. Let's just put it that way. You know what I'm saying? And he was instrumental in Everton surviving the drop with that goal against Crystal Palace. And all the goals he scored for Everton throughout the few seasons he's been there. So I'm going to give it to Richarlison, man. I've been seeing him linked with a move to Bayern Munich, you know what I mean? And maybe he could be Bayern Munich's new striker if Lewandowski do leave. Let us see how that one transpire. He was already a Watford player and then he moved to Everton, and who knows, man. I do think Richarlison got what it takes to play at a bigger club. He deserves to be playing Champions League football. When I say bigger, I know Everton is a big club. You know what I mean, man. When it comes to European pedigree and everything, playing Champions League football and whatnot. So yeah, let's see what Richarlison does this summer. So in terms of player availability for Arsenal, Rob Holding would return. He would return from suspension, while Tomiyasu, Thomas Partey, and Kieran Tierney remains out. While for Everton, they got a lot of injury problems with Fabian Delph, Solomon Rondon, who's suspended, Andrews Townsend, Nathan Patterson, and Yerry Mina all unavailable for this game. So, give me a second. Let me drink some water. Yeah, pardon me there. So, in terms of the latest here, look, let's just read this little section here. Arsenal to finish with another final flourish. In order to finish the season in 4th place, Arsenal require a combination of a home win over Everton with a victory for Norwich over Tottenham Hotspur Carrow Road. Spurs are 2 points ahead of the Gunners with a plus 15 goal difference, which means even a draw with the Canaries would require a record margin of victory by their North London rivals to be pipped to the last UEFA Champions League place. The Gunners are guaranteed at least 5th place finish. Europa League, man. Europa League, So the fact that I've already predicted Spurs to win their game against Norwich, which means, Arsenal won't get Champions League football. But just because Arsenal are unbeaten in their final league match in each of the last 16 seasons, winning 14 and drawing 2, winning the last 10 in a row. When finishing the league season at home, the Gunners have won each of their last 12 matches since a 3-1 defeat to Tottenham Hotspur in 1992-93. Everton have earned 4 points from their last 2 away league matches, double the amount they had in their previous 14 on the road. So you see where this really, really struggled this season, right? 2 draws and 12 losses. The Toffees have also lost 4 of the last 5 league contests in London this season, with the exception being a 1-1 draw at Chelsea. Bukayo Saka has played every Premier League match for Arsenal this season, and at the age of 20 years and 259 days on the day of the match, would be the second youngest player to play every Premier League fixture in a full Premier League campaign for the Gunners after Cesc Fabregas in 2006-07. Everton won this exact fixture last season, ending a 24-match winless run away against Arsenal in the league. The last one consecutive top-flight visit against the Gunners in March of 1987. The very year I was born, man. Andre Mariner will be in charge. And guys, in terms of my prediction, I'm not going to go on forever here, but look, give it up to Everton for the fight that they really put out there in their last game and the back end of the season to just survive the drop. I always had faith in them, and you know they will be in the Premier League next season. As for Arsenal, man, you also got to give them credit for bouncing back after a horrible August, and they played really well throughout the season. They had a couple slumps, and those slumps came at a very inopportune time where they needed more positive results. Imagine when they had lost to Palace, Brighton, and who else they had lost to? They had lost 3 games in a row, matches they should have won. Imagine if they had just gotten 4 points out of those, man. You know what I mean? They would have been playing Champions League football. But look, man, you know, it is what it is. It definitely is what it is. You know, they meet in a team in Everton who just barely survived. And I don't think Everton are going to throw the kitchen sink at this game either. They're going to relax. I think Everton will relax in this game. They will be relieved and they will be relaxed and they will say, okay, go out there and have some fun, boys. And look, Arsenal, they themselves, you know, are not in a very, very good position. I'm already predicting Spurs to win. And there might be news coming over that Spurs are winning or Spurs are doing well against Norwich. And it could deflate the team. I could see this game ending in a draw. 2-2 draw. Arsenal won't even go on to win this game, in my opinion. And they would end up finishing in 5th position. And for Everton, they would actually get up to the 40-point mark. And they have a chance to actually finish 15th ahead of Southampton on goal difference. And did I talk about the Southampton game already? I don't think I have. Did I? Let me see. No, I have not talked about the Southampton game as yet. But, yeah. If Southampton failed to get anything from their game and Everton get a draw against Arsenal, Everton will finish in 15th position. So, that's pretty much it, man. 2-2 draw. Arsenal, they basically effed up. They had the top 4 in their grasp. They allowed it to slip with the loss against Tottenham. And then further, look, the loss against Tottenham was fine. It was fine to lose as long as you go and you beat Newcastle. They lost to Newcastle. Arsenal have not scored a single goal in their last 2 matches. Just let that digest. Let it just simmer. Let it simmer. You're playing for Champions League football and you get 0 out of 6 points of, you know, like, come on. 0 out of 6 crucial points. You do not deserve to be playing no goddamn Champions League football, if you ask me. And I'm going to leave it at that, man. Congrats to Everton. Hard luck to Arsenal. They will be playing Europa League football next season, barring a catastrophic result for Spurs. So, big up to everybody watching the stream, guys. We still got Crystal Palace, Man United, Brentford, Leeds, City, Villa, and Liverpool, Wolves to talk about. Stick around, don't go nowhere. It's your boy Dominic Rich, back with another one. Big up to the boy Zachary. Haven't seen you around these parts in a while. Big up to 80 Boot, DeAndre Small, Chris Weens in the house. Who else we got? Huz, LB, Matata United. Everybody in the house right about now. Ivan, LFC. Thanks again for remaining a member. Jordan Hyman in the house. Everybody in the house. Adnan, if you're watching and you're not saying anything and you're enjoying the stream, appreciate you tuning in. just tap the like button gently if you could. Okay, so let's get those likes closer to 50 thumbs up, guys. I will appreciate that. And what we got right now? We got 40 likes. Okay, not bad, guys. 10 more. So we got 4 games to go, and we should get up to 50. You know what I mean? This is an older crowd. My crowd is an older crowd. According to my analytics, you guys are above 18. Most people that watch this channel are above 18, so they're not really into liking things. You know, liking things are among the younger culture. So, look, let's keep it going and let us move on to one of the very interesting games that's coming up this weekend, and that is Crystal Palace versus Manchester United. Oh man. How I love to talk about Man United. Listen, I'm thinking about having a segment on the channel just to talk shit about United, man. Seriously. Just to shit talk United, man. Seriously, man. You feel me? Oh man, that would be fun. Oh my god. I will be taking I think I will be taking a close watch on what they do in terms of the transfer window this summer. I will, you know? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They'll make a great roast session. But anyways, let us talk. Crystal Palace versus Manchester United. Everton 3, Palace 2. Brighton 4, United 0. Yeah, guys, the last time we seen United on the field, they got battered at the Amex by Brighton. 4-0. You heard it right. Ronaldo was on the field. 4-0. Okay? 4-0. I don't want to be too obnoxious, you know. Karma might come around and hit me in the back of the head. I don't want to be too obnoxious. But I'm just talking facts here. I'm just talking facts, okay? I'm just talking facts. So in terms of Crystal Palace and Manchester United, guys, you see the last meetings there. A 1-0 win for United. 0-0 draw. A 3-1 win for Palace. You see a 2-0 win for United and a 2-1 win for Palace. So in all actuality, Palace are going into this game very, very, very comfortable. Okay? And especially from what happened in the last game against Everton, they will be out for blood. United will be out for blood too. But the thing about United, they're coming into this match a bit different. This will be Ralph Rangnick's last game in charge of United as their interim manager. He would go on to a consultation role and also the manager of the Austrian national team. And next season, Erik ten Hag would come in and he would take charge. You know, you got 1 Hag. You know, you got 2 Hag, 3 Hag, 4 Hag, 5 Hag, 6 Hag, 7, 8, 9. You got 10 Hag. Oh, man. Gotta love Man United, right? Oh, boy. So the fans are enthusiastic about Erik ten Hag's appointment. And he got a big task on his hands. Big task. It might be a poison chalice. It could taint his career. But he's gonna take the job on nevertheless. Okay? The man got a lot of balls. Okay? He got a lot of belly. He got a lot of guts. Let's see if he's gonna get glory in return. So, look, Crystal Palace, you know, they've had a lot of success against Man United in the last 10 games. And as I mentioned, man, they do have 2 wins and they do have 2 draws, which isn't bad at all. All-time Premier League results, 2 wins, 5 draws, and they've all come recently. They've all come recently, which is crazy when you think about it. Man United do have 18 wins in there. Patrick Vieira versus, well, Ralph Rangnick. You know, I don't think Ten Hag is in charge yet, but Ralph Rangnick. And Patrick Vieira's only game this season, well, he's newly come into the league, but his only game against United was this season, and he lost that game. So, yeah. Crystal Palace home record against United. They have never won, but they do have 4 draws and 8 losses. So they will want to create some history here and pick up their first ever home win against Manchester United. So, look, guys, in terms of players of the season for both teams, look, for Crystal Palace, I'm actually, I went with Conor Gallagher, the unknown Chelsea player, but it was indeed given to Tyreek Mitchell. And Tyreek Mitchell have been good he has definitely been good this season. But for me, it's Gallagher, man. You know, what he did in the earlier stages, the mid stages, he didn't finish strongly, but still, I think he's my Crystal Palace player of the season. As for United, it has to be no other player but Cristiano Ronaldo. And while doing some research for this to find out if a player was actually appointed, there's some news that they have actually cancelled their little award ceremony that they were going to do because of embarrassment. Man United have picked up the lowest amount of points ever in their Premier League history, and that's this season. And they could only finish with a maximum of 61 points, and they got West Ham on their backs, I'm telling you. And if they fail to win the game, a draw won't be good enough because of their sorry goal difference, okay, of 1, a +1, and West Ham got a +11, which means if United draw the game and West Ham win their game, West Ham United will be in the Europa League and United will be in the Conference League, okay? Keep that one in mind. Keep it in mind. And if it wasn't for Ronaldo, that would have already been set in stone. So he's my player of the season there for Manchester United. And he will stick around to work with the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 5 and the 6 and the 7 and the 8 and the 9 and the 10 hog next season. Anyways, I know it's very annoying, right? For Crystal Palace, Michael Olise and Nathan Ferguson would be out, while Mark Guehi and James McCarther are doubtful. For United, Luke Shaw, Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, and Phil Jones, clawing their way back from injury, and they're doubtful. Well, Paul Pogba would definitely be out, and we probably would have seen the last Paul Pogba game for United already. Okay, so he will be looking to move on. And there's been reports that he had already agreed personal terms with Manchester City, but he made a U-turn because he was scared of backlash from the United fans. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's some news there. Phil Jones, a lot of players. We look through the list right now, guys. David De Gea would be at the club next season. Dean Henderson could be sold. I don't know what's going to happen to Tom Heaton and Lee Grant. But look, Victor Lindelof, he might remain. But Eric Bailly, there's rumors that he will be moved on. Phil Jones, surely got to be moved on. Question marks over Harry Maguire, but he's a club captain. I think he'll stay. Rafa Varane would stay, even though I think he's a gift that keeps on giving. Diego Dallo, I think, is a very player with a lot of potential. Luke Shaw, he'll stay, but maybe given a season to prove himself. Telles will stay, but Wan-Bissaka is in the news, and they're saying that he's being given a green light to leave, actually. You know what I'm saying? So Pogba will leave, Mata will leave, Lingard will leave, Fred would stay, Bruno would stay, Pelistri might be given a run out, Matic is going to leave, McTominay would stay, Medjbri might be given some time, Ronaldo would stay, Rashford most likely, Greenwood is going through some legal battles right now, Edinson Cavani would leave, Jadon Sancho, Ilanga, and Shoretire. All these guys might actually, have a say next season, you know what I mean? But look, for the likes of Crystal Palace, might be seeing the last of a few players, maybe like a Jairo Weederall, who don't really get a lot of game time. Gallagher is going to go back to Chelsea. So, look, Crystal Palace are going to look to strengthen. They might look to move on a Christian Benteke. He's probably on huge wages and doesn't really play that much. But, look, expect to see some of these players for the last time, man. Just keep that in mind. Keep that one in mind. James Tompkins, some of these guys, Joel Ward, it might be the last time we're seeing these guys playing for Crystal Palace as well. So, look, in terms of the insights here, I know you guys want to hear what I think about United and the prediction, man. Look, victory would secure 6th place for United and a Europa League qualification. If they fall short, while West Ham United win at Brighton and Hove Albion, the Red Devils will be overtaken and drop into the UEFA Europa Conference League. Team news here. Okay, we're not going to get into that. I told you guys about the team news already. Did you know? No team have won their final match of a Premier League season more often than Manchester United, 20, level with Arsenal, while the Red Devils are unbeaten in their last 11 when ending the season away from home, 8 wins and 3 draws since a 3-1 loss at Spurs in 2001. Crystal Palace have never lost when playing their final match of a top-flight season at home, winning 6 and drawing 3 of the last 9 matches dating back to 1969-70. Man United's Cristiano Ronaldo has scored 18 Premier League goals this season, only netting more in a single campaign in 2007-08 with 31. However, only 4 have come away from home. Of all players to have scored 100-plus goals in a Premier League history, Ronaldo has netted the highest percentage in home matches, being 70%, 71 out of 102. Palace have kept a clean sheet in each of their last 4 Premier League home matches. Only once have they recorded 5 consecutive in top flight, doing so in April of 1992 under Steve Coppell. Martin Atkinson will be in charge of this game. And guys, in terms of my prediction for this one, look. Man United, they have been horrible, horrendous this season. Lowest ever point tally in the Premier League era, and they cannot finish higher than 6th, which is very, very poor. Look. Solskjaer was at the helm. He got sacked. Guys, remember Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Yeah. I know. It seems like ages ago, right? And Ralph Rangnick came in and, he did a little better, but still a lot of poor results picked up under Rangnick. So, 4-0 against Brighton. Oh my God, yo. Don't make me laugh, man. Don't make me, I'm trying to do a preview here, man. I can't help it. 4-0 in their last. I don't want to laugh too much though, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to laugh and then get battered by Villa this weekend. But look, 4-0. I can't stop laughing though. 4-0 in their last game against Brighton, right? Guys, tell me how. I don't know, man. I just can't fathom Man United winning this game against Crystal Palace. I just can't. I just can't, man. Because, first of all, a lot of players would be potentially playing their final game for the club, and we could see, Rangnick playing them, right? Matic and, Mata, Lingard, you name them, you name them, man. And I think they're going to go out there and they're going to be all over the place. They're going to be disjointed. And they're going to, Crystal Palace are going to do that. I don't see Crystal Palace winning either. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw here. And with that 2-2 draw and West Ham winning their game, which would be against the odds as well, seeing that for West Ham, they haven't been doing well against Brighton in the Premier League era. It would be against all odds for West Ham, but I think they'll do it though. West Ham Europa League, Man United Conference League, and maybe I'm gonna get to laugh about it on Sunday. If not, they're gonna get the Europa League. But anyway you put it, man, this is a pathetic position to finish in. If you're Man United, very, very poor, very, very poor. And for them, it would actually hurt in terms of their recruitment, right? Yeah, they might get some of the Ajax players, whatever player from Ajax they're linked to. If they're linked to Urian Timber or Anthony or whatever, Ten Hag might convince those guys to come along for the project. But to attract the bigger names to go to play from Champions League or even from Europa League to Conference League, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, come on, So, very, very poor season, and United ought to be ashamed of their goddamn selves. And if they do manage to go into the Conference League, guys, what does the Conference League next season look like? You may ask, right? The Conference League next season, in terms of the group stages, man. The Conference League next season, well, they ain't really determined. I was trying to look for a little page with some of the teams that's already in the Conference League next season, but I can't find anything. So, Man United, you got off, man. I was going to roast you a little bit more, but I'm going to let you take a little break there, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you a leeway. Look at the recent form, man. Look at Man United's recent form. Look at the recent form. 1 win in the last 5. Palace have actually been in, look, four good results, 2 draws and 2 wins, and just a loss against Everton where they were winning the game. You see? So, listen, it's quite possible. It is quite possible. I'm going for United to draw, West Ham to win. Conference League. Conference League. Big up to everybody in the stream right about now. Appreciate you guys tuning in to yet another one. Vieira in that ass, if you ask me. So, yeah. Final game for Ragnick and quite a bit of the United players. Aaron Wan-Bissaka might get a run out against Crystal Palace to convince them to really, really pick him up. So, look. We're going to keep it moving, guys. And the next game that we're going to talk about is Brentford Leeds. Brentford Leeds. We're not going to spend super long on this, you know what I mean? We're strapped for time. We've been live an hour, 51 minutes. I don't want to be here all night, but still, there is work to be done, and I want to get that work done. Guys, I'm sacrificing a lot, Just remember that, man, Just remember that. When I'm done, I got to wake up at 4:30 to go to work again. So right now it's 10:41. I got to pick my wife up from work. When I'm done, I'm only going to get about 3 hours sleep, man. But it is what it is, man. As the great Sean P.D.D. Combs said, I'll sleep when I'm dead. So Brentford Leeds, baby. Look. Everton 2, Brentford 3 in their last game. And Leeds 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 1 in their last. So, in terms of the last time these two teams met, only one Premier League meeting, right? And it finished in a 2-2 draw. You can see the form guide there as well. And in terms of the meetings in the last 10, however, the last 2 games between these two teams have been draws, right? One in the championship back in 2020. And in terms of the last team to win here, it was Leeds, a 1-0 win over Brentford at home. And they've managed 3 wins across the last 10 dating back to 2016 against Brentford. There has been 4 draws, 3 wins for Leeds, and 3 wins for Brentford. So it's very, 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 very even, man. Very, very, very even. And in terms of the managers, Jesse March will be facing Thomas Frank for the very first time and facing Brentford for the first time as well. Could Captain America actually pull it off? A win might actually do it. And with Burnley failing to win their game, Leeds, your Premier League status depends heavily on this result indeed. This would be Frank's 5th game against Leeds, 1 win, 2 draws, and a loss. But look, for Jesse March, started off little, I think he started off with a loss and then pulled back some really good results. But, oh man, they've slumped, man. They've slumped. Look at that, man. No wins in their last 5, and I think that is what's affecting Leeds and their Premier League status. I think their schedule was very tough. When you got to play City, Arsenal, and Chelsea on the bounce, come on, man. It don't get harder than that, man. Yeah, it does. If Liverpool are in there, it gets harder. Or Spurs, right? But look, you get what I'm saying. It has been they have been poor across the last five, and you see their season so far. The 18th, 8 wins. You know they're pulling off a Sheffield United, great in the first season, back in the league, and then poor in the second season. You call it second season syndrome here. But kudos to Brentford for actually surviving their first season in the Premier League era. Okay? So, guys, in terms of the player of the seasons for both teams, I'm actually for Brentford. I went with Pontus Jansson because he's been ever present in defense, and I think, Brentford's defense very stellar. When you think about Brentford, they're 11th, and they've conceded 54 goals this season. That's better than Leicester. That is also better than Manchester United, just to compare two teams who recently finished in the top 6, right? So, Pontus Jansson, responsible for that. But the player of the season was actually given to Christian Norgard, the Danish international, who might be teaming up alongside Eriksen and Matthias Jensen to form a three-pronged Danish engine looking to knock Leeds out of the Premier League. So Norgard, player of the season there for Brentford. For Leeds United, I don't think it has been given as yet. I think they're still voting for that. But it has to be Stuart Dallas, man. He was playing every single game until he got injured. And I can't see a lot more other standout performances where Rafinha was good, but then he fell to the wayside. So yeah, I got to give it to Stuart Dallas, though, who's out injured for a prolonged period. I wish him a speedy recovery. So, in terms of players and the availability here, Ethan Pinnock, Zanka, Simon Gaudos all ruled out for Brentford, while Frank Onyeka, coming back from injury, is doubtful. For Leeds, Dan James and Luke Ayling suspended with red cards, rash tackles, while Stuart Dallas, Crescencio Somerville, Adam Forshaw, and Tyler Roberts remain out, while Patrick Bamford could come back for the final game of the season and potentially save Leeds from the drop with a massive win. So, yeah, let's see how that one transpires. In terms of the latest and the greatest here, can Leeds climb out of the bottom 3 on the final day? Leeds visit Brentford, needing to better Burnley's result at home to Newcastle United in order to avoid relegation. Leeds United have lost just one of their last 6 league matches against Brentford, winning 2 and drawing 3. With the reverse fixture in December, the season ended in a 2-2 draw. Brentford are unbeaten in their last 10 home league encounters with Leeds, winning 6 and drawing 4 since a 2-1 loss in August of 1950, guys. God damn. The odds are stacked up against Leeds here. Leeds have lost their final league match in only one of their 13 Premier League campaigns, winning 5 and drawing 7, going down 1-0 at Chelsea in their relegation season of 2003-04. No player have scored more non-penalty goals in the Premier League for Brentford this season than Johan Wissa with 7. He is the 5th Congolese player to produce as many as 7 goals in a single Premier League campaign, with none of the previous 4 scoring more. Let's give it up to Johan Wissa. You think Congolese? One player that come to mind, of course, is Yannick Bolasie. And I can't think about the others right now, but it is what it is. Paul Tierney will be in charge. And guys, in terms of my prediction here, I'm predicting Burnley to get a point, which means Burnley to go up to 36 points. And for Leeds against Brentford here, guys, the way Brentford are playing, Brentford are not losing the game. So Leeds would either need to really grind out a draw, which would not be enough. But I can guarantee you, Brentford are not losing. From the way they're playing, they're not losing, man. Raya, he's been good in goal. Janssen, Aya, Sorensen forming the back 3 there. This Scandinavian team are not losing. I'm telling you, they're not losing. Ivan, Tony, and Buemo and co. You whistle they're not losing to Leeds, who cannot defend to save their goddamn lives. Okay? 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 I could see nothing other than a big win for I said Leeds. For Brentford, 3-1. Leeds are going down. Leeds are going to be relegated this Sunday. They're going to be relegated. They do have a nice little team to work with to get promotion again, but it's going to be difficult. Leeds are going down. Calvin Phillips, been linked to Man City recently. He's also been linked to Manchester United. It's his choice to make where he want to go if a bid indeed do go in for him. But Leeds, in my opinion, they cannot defend. And I feel bad for Jesse Marsh, though. You know what I mean? The American came in out of the wilderness, got a job, started poorly, picked up some good results. And then the last bit of results have been piss poor. 1-1, 3-0 loss, 2-1 loss, 4-0 loss, and a 0-0 draw, which means that they have only scored 2 goals in their last 5 Premier League games all put together. And during that time, they've conceded 10. So not very, very, very good at all, in terms of boosting their confidence. They managed to scrape a draw against Brighton, but they needed to win that game if they were to survive. They're not surviving. They're not. I wanted Leeds to survive, I really did. I didn't really care too much for Burnley. But when they played City and the fans were throwing the paper on the field, I was like, what is this paper throwing thing? Is this some type of tradition? Or the fans are just disgusting? You know what I'm saying? What is it? I don't know. You tell me. No disrespect to any Leeds fans or anything. I'm just saying. Why you throw all that paper on the field, man? Come on. They're going down. They're going down. That's been final. So, with that being said, guys, we got 2 games to talk about. The title race. We got the title race to talk about, guys. So, big up to everybody that stream right now. The final 2 games. And this is where there could be a twist, or there might not be a twist. You see what I'm saying? There might be no twist this weekend, or there might be a lot of twists in the relegation battle, in terms of the top 4 race, in terms of the Europa League and Conference League spot. You know what I mean? There might be a twist or 2. But where I don't want it to be a twist is right here. I'm going to keep it real. I don't want there to be any twist, man. If both teams go on to win, great. But let's start with the game between Liverpool and Wolves. Let's start between Liverpool and Wolves, right? So, Liverpool versus Wolves. Let me take my time here. Let me breathe. Let me take my time. Let me sip my drink a little. Let me take a sip of my concoction here. Okay. All right. Let me take my time. This is big. This is very important. Let me take my time, please. Okay? Please, I beg you. Let me take my time. All right. Let's start. Liverpool versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. 2-1 win for Liverpool in their last game against Southampton, even with 9 changes made. For Wolves, they could only muster 1-1 draw against already relegated Norwich City. In terms of the last meeting, guys, Liverpool defeated Wolves 1-0 in the Premier League. Another 1-0 win. The last 2 games have been, very, very close there. But Liverpool with a 4-0 win, a 2-1 win, and a 1-0 win there. So they've had success. They've had a lot of success against Wolves. But if you go back in terms of the last 10 meetings, Wolves only managed 2 wins, and those have come in the FA Cup, in the third rounds and the fourth rounds, right? Where Klopp didn't really put a lot of emphasis in the competition. And look, the season he did put a lot of emphasis. He went on to win both the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, right? So you think about what if, right? But every other result has been wins for Liverpool against Wolves. All-time Premier League results: a solitary win for Wolves, 2 draws, and 12 wins for Liverpool, outscoring their opponents 25-4. At home, 7 games. Wolves do have a win. Liverpool with 6, 12-2. Okay? So you could see where this one's heading. You could really see where this one is heading indeed. Jurgen Klopp versus Bruno Lage for the second time this season. And overall, he will look to make it 2-2. And against Wolves, 9 matches, 7 wins, 2 losses. Those came in cup matches. Bruno Lage lost his only game against Jurgen Klopp. In terms of players of the season, man, for me, I went in with Mo Salah. Come on, it's self-explanatory. Most goals, most assists for the club. I know his form in 2022 has not been that good, but still, he's done enough. He's definitely done enough. And I don't think the final decision has been made yet on the player of the season for Liverpool from the research that I did. So let's wait and see, who gets that. Could be him or could be Trent, you know what I'm saying? So, for Wolves, Jose Sa. I went with Jose Sa, and after, did a little research to see who Wolves' official player of the season was. And it was indeed Jose Sa, man. First season in the league, very solid one, taking over from Rui Patricio. So, Jose Sa and Mo Salah, players of the season for both clubs for me. So, for Liverpool, Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah, Joe Gomez, and Fabinho would all be doubtful for this game. Don't know if any one of these players are going to be available or involved. But Liverpool have actually shown us that they could get the business done without the aforementioned players, but for them, they would rather have those players in the squad than not have them in the squad. So, for Wolverhampton Wanderers, Max Kilman, Roman Saiz, and Nelson Semedo would all miss the game, and that's, crucial parts of their defensive setup there as well. So, that's another Achilles heel, another setback here for Wolverhampton Wanderers against the very rampant Liverpool FC. So in terms of the latest and the greatest here, history suggests Liverpool will do their bit against Wolves. Second place Liverpool must beat Wolverhampton Wanderers to hope that Man City either draw or lose against Aston Villa. Did you know Liverpool have won each of their last 10 Premier League matches against Wolves, including 8 clean sheets since a 1-0 home loss in December of 2010 under Roy Hodgson. And Liverpool fans say Roy Hodgson was the worst manager Liverpool have ever had. The Reds are unbeaten in the last 22 Premier League home matches, winning 17 and drawing 5, scoring 53 goals and only conceding 10. If they avoid defeat here, it will be the 5th time they would have gone through an entire Premier League campaign without losing at home, the joint most of any team. Chelsea have done so 5 times. Sadio Mane has scored 6 goals on the final day of the Premier League, with only Harry Kane 8, has netted more among the players currently playing in the division. Wolves have scored 37 Premier League goals this season, but could finish in the top 8 in the division. Only 2 sides have scored fewer than 40 Premier League goals in a season, but finished in the top 8. Fulham in 08-09 scored 39, finished 7th. And Burnley in 17-18 scored 36 and finished 7th. Yeah, Burnley never really scored a lot of goals. So Anthony Taylor will be in charge of this game. And guys, it brings you to the point where I do make my prediction for this game. If you look at recent meetings, it points you towards Liverpool win, a positive result for Liverpool. And if you check the form, Wolves have been in very, 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 very poor form, if you ask me. But for Liverpool, they are in some of the best forms of their lives under the Jurgen Klopp tenure there. So, look, the question is, does Liverpool go in with a similar team like they did against Southampton, where they give a lot of the French players an opportunity to go out and do their thing, seeing that they have the Champions League final 6 days after? Because, look, as much as I would want Liverpool to play a weakened team and lose or draw, you got to be realistic and just look at things, logically. If you have a Champions League final 6 days after the last day of the league, and you put out your best team, and you risk the players getting injured, and then you don't field your best 11 for the Champions League, and you lose that, and you end up losing both the league and the Champions League, then you look like, okay. So I can definitely see Liverpool rotating here. Not as heavy as they did against Southampton, but I could see maybe a few of the regular first team players coming in with a mix of the French players. And then if the going gets tough, then you could make the move from the bench. And that's a logical thing to do. Because you might go all guns blazing and City still go on to beat Aston Villa, and it was all for nothing, basically, right? It was just for a W. W right here in the chart right there. You see? So even with Liverpool putting out a rotated team, if you look at Wolves' form recently, it has been poor, man. You know what I mean? All over the place. A draw, a loss, a draw. And that draw was a come from behind draw. And then you see the loss to Burnley there and to Brighton. So all roads are pointing towards a Liverpool win here. And I'm going for them to concede a goal like they have been in the last couple games. You could see 2-1 Southampton, 2-1 Villa, 1-1 against Spurs. They haven't kept a clean sheet in their last 3 games. And I'm going to go for them to win the game 2-1. Liverpool are going to win the game. Whether they do it early or they do it late, I think they'll win the game. Is it going to be enough to go on to win the title? It depends on the result. Man City versus Aston Villa, where there's been, the narrative has been, okay, Steven Gerrard being a former Liverpool man would go on to, do a masterclass and beat City or get a draw. But, we'll talk about that one. So the Liverpool fans are actually hoping and praying that there's a miracle at the Etihad Stadium come this Sunday. And when I say miracle, I mean in favor of Aston Villa. So Liverpool 2, Wolves 1. The way Liverpool played their pressing game, the fact that Klopp could, use a trick or two up his sleeves with a man or 2 or 3 off the bench to affect the game if going gets tough. I can't see nothing but a Liverpool win. As much as I would like to see Liverpool draw the game or lose the game, I don't think Wolves got enough in them to actually go out there and make it happen. Unless we see some magic. Chiquinho, he's looked good lately. Pedro Neto's look good. So if they could get those balls in the box for Jimenez and Hwang Hee-chan, the rest is history, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Liverpool, and for them to go on to get 92 points this season, right? 92. I did run across a graphic that, I think with 92, I think that's more points than a lot of teams picked up in their leagues, you know what I mean? And you get 92 points and you only come in second. Oh yeah, I think that was that 92 points was more than what I think the last 5 Premier League winners got, apart from the Man City picking up a ton load of points, right? Ridiculous, man, ridiculous. So Liverpool 2, Wolves 1, and Wolves, 8th right now. They can't get European football anymore. It's been a bit too late with their recent form. They threw it away. They could have gotten it, but they kind of blew it at the end there. And yeah, I don't think they'll get anything from this game. You know what I mean? They're meeting Liverpool in the wrong match at the wrong time. So 2-1 to the Reds. You see, guys, as much as I would want Liverpool to lose, I'm not going to go and say, yeah, they're going to lose or they're going to draw. It's very difficult betting against Liverpool. Very, 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 very difficult. So it's the last game of the season. But for Liverpool, they do have a fixture coming up in the Champions League final on the 28th of May. So, as I mentioned, they don't want to go too crazy in this game and, have casualties for the Champions League. You know what I'm saying? So, guys like Salah and Van Dijk and Fabinho, Joe Gomez might not even feature in this match. Or who knows? Maybe Salah will get a run on, but yeah, still. So 2-1. Guys, let me know your prediction in the chat. Do appreciate it. All right, what we got here? Big up to everybody in the stream right now. Let me see. Jennifer Lee. Well, not actually a neutral fan. I'm just neutral for Liverpool and Man City, Wolves, and Aston Villa. I support Tottenham. Big up to Jennifer Lee in the house, man. Who else we got here? Tonic. The City have any injuries? Yeah, a few niggles, but, recoveries. We're going to get to that pretty soon. Michael Olapido, 3-1. Liverpool win. DeAndre Small, 2-2. Okay, you're hoping and praying, I see. 3-1 to Liverpool over Wolves. Let me see. Yeah, there will not be a playoff, guys. There won't be no playoffs. You know what I'm saying? There won't be no playoffs. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we got Ryan in here with the bullshit again. Yeah, bro. Listen. Well, I did a preview with Kyle for the Southampton game, and I told Kyle, Liverpool are gonna rotate heavily, and I mean heavy, if not everybody except Allison. And Carl said, nah, that ain't gonna happen. And what the club gonna do the same exact thing I said. I have a feeling, you know what I mean? I won't say what I'm gonna say. But I won't say what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. What I want to say is very controversial, and I won't say it, okay? I won't say it. I'm gonna leave it right there. Okay? And what we're going to be doing, we're going to be moving on to the final game of today's preview. And that's Man City, Aston Villa. Right? Man City versus Aston Villa here. City versus Villa. You see head-to-head there on screen and everything. And just give me some time. Let me take a sip of water. Let me take a little sippy sip, and let me get ready for this little preview here. It's 11:07 local time. Let me see, my wife hit me up. I ain't got much more time to do this, so let's see what I got here. All right, I'm good. I'm good. Let me drink the water though. All right, let's do this. Man City versus Aston Villa. Last game, West Ham 2, Man City 2. What an escape. What a great escape, man, from a loss. Villa 1, Burnley 1. I don't know how Villa didn't go on to win that game either. In terms of the last meetings between the two teams, for the people that are very hopeful for Aston Villa, let me just say this right now, and let me share something with you right now, just to give you some insight on how Villa plays when they meet City. And this is an Aston Villa team that played on Thursday. Okay? Look at this. The last 10 meetings between Aston Villa and Manchester City, 1 draw back in 2015, under the Pep Guardiola era, it has been wins every single game, including the Carabao Cup final. Look, you're there. You're seeing it with your own goddamn eyes. So for all the people praying and hoping for a miracle, guys, a miracle is very far away. Very, very, very far away from happening. I know 2-1s are very close margins. So I know. But those were away games. You see what I'm saying? I know. Last time the two teams met at the Etihad, a 2-0 win for City. Previous time at the Etihad, a 3-0 win. Before that, a 4-0 win. You see what I'm saying? So, you guys get the gist. Do I need to explain any further here? Do I need to even do this? Yeah, I do. Because there is a possibility that Villa could still get the result. But history just show that Man City are the favorites to go on to win this game. And I'll further explain why. I will. 43 all-time games, 27 wins for City, 9 draws, and 7 wins for Aston Villa. 2 of those coming on the road. For Pep Guardiola, this will be his second game versus Steven Gerrard. He won the only one this season. And against Villa, 6 games, 6 wins. Brilliant record. Brilliant. In terms of the player of the season for both teams, for my team, City, Kevin De Bruyne is my player of the season. I don't think it's been official yet who's won the player of the season for Man City, but Kevin De Bruyne is my player. You know what I'm saying? If it's out there somewhere, I haven't found it, but Kevin De Bruyne is my player. And for Aston Villa, I actually went with Matthew Cash. And then I did the research and found out Matthew Cash was indeed the Aston Villa player of the season. You know what I mean? After all, guys, I've done a preview from match day 1 until match day 38, along with a review, all live. You know what I'm saying? I think I did do one not live when I was, I had a little baby problem here. But, yeah. Player of the seasons for me, Kevin De Bruyne and Matt Cash, the new Poland international. So in terms of the player availability for Manchester City, Kyle Walker and John Stones, who were previously out injured, were spotted back in training and ready to go again. And these guys could actually feature on the last match day and help out City to get a positive result. I actually see Kyle Walker starting more than a John Stones starting, but I would honestly prefer this. If Stones is fit, start him ahead of Fernandinho. He's not a center back at all. He ain't a center back, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be talking about the fact that we had a non-center back in defense and then we lost. I don't want to talk about that. I really, really don't. You see what I'm saying? So, look, Ruben Diaz remain out, but those two aforementioned players, Kyle Walker and John Stones, would definitely be in contention. For Aston Villa, Ezri Konsa and Courtney Howes would all miss the game through injury, along with Leon Bailey, which means that there's only 2 fit centre-backs in Callum Chambers and Tyrone Mings, and these guys are not the best. Guys, you see what I'm saying? You see, the thing is, people are wishing and hoping and not actually analyzing the thing for what it is. Just analyze the thing for what it is, and you will see exactly why it would be very difficult for Villa to keep City at bay. Because they just don't have any defense. And the defenders that they have available are mediocre, in my opinion. You see what I mean? So, yeah. In terms of insights here, guys, will Pep overcome Gerrard to maintain his final day record? Man City need a home win over Aston Villa, who are managed by Liverpool legend Steven Gerrard, to ensure they finish above the Reds. If Jurgen Klopp's side, if Pep, I don't know why I said Jurgen Klopp there, but If Pep Guardiola, if Pep Guardiola's side, finish above the Reds, and I'm thinking, freaking Jurgen Klopp. If Pep Guardiola's side drop points and Liverpool beat Wolves, the Merseysiders would take the title. It's that simple. It is that simple. Did you know Man City have won all 5 of their final league matches of the season under Guardiola? It's the best such 100% record for a manager or head coach in the competition's history. The Spaniard can win his 4th Premier League title, with only Sir Alex Ferguson winning more with 13. Guardiola would become the outright leader for English top-flight titles among non-British managers, going one clear of both Arsene Wenger and Jose Mourinho. City have won 9 of their last 10 Premier League matches against Villa, drawing 1, including the last 6 in a row. The last defeat to the Villains came at Villa Park in September of 2013, a 3-2 loss. Phil Foden has scored 9 Premier League goals this season and could join teammates Kevin De Bruyne, 15, Raheem Sterling, 13, and Riyad Mahrez, 11 in double figures in 21-22. It would be the first time the citizens have had 2 English players with at least 10 goals in a league campaign since 04-05, Robbie Fowler and Sean Wright-Phillips. Villa beat Chelsea 2-1 on the final day last season. They have not won their final league match in consecutive campaigns since 96-97 and 97-98, with the second victory back then coming against that season's champions 1-0 versus Arsenal. Michael Oliver would be in charge of this game. And you go back to the stats here, see the record, you see the most recent meetings, all wins for City, and you could see the form guide here for Villa. They're not in very, very good form. A loss to Liverpool and 2 draws. So not bad form, but, also not winning form. But for City, 4 wins and the draw against a very spirited West Ham team coming back from being 2-0 down. Man City should have won that game as well. Mara should have scored that penalty, but of course he didn't. So, look, does Aston Villa have it in them to beat City? Records have said no. Right? Records have indeed said no. The last, how many games did we just, 6 matches in a row, wins for City? Just ridiculous. It's just a ridiculous. It has just been a ridiculous record. You see what I mean? And I don't understand for the life of me why there's Man City fans out there nervous. You see what I'm saying? If you're that nervous and you're going in with a negative energy, might as well we just lose the damn title. You see what I'm saying? You got to be positive. You got to be positive and believe in the team. Look at what the team have done all season. And to get themselves in this position here, you would have to trust the team to go on to get it done. Even though it will be a tense finish. But why are you nervous? Why are City fans nervous for every game? I don't really understand this. I'm on Twitter and every City fan, they're nervous. Why? How the hell could you be nervous and the team has won 3 out of the last 4 fucking titles? How are you nervous? Seriously though. How are you even nervous though? I don't get it. I don't get it, man. How are you nervous? Grow some goddamn balls, man. Okay? Look. Aston Villa played on Thursday. They drew to Burnley. Was a helter-skelter game. Expect them to rotate. Coutinho, Ings should come back in the team. But, expect the players to be a bit fatigued, in my opinion. From playing on the weekend to featuring in the middle of the week. Basically 3 games in 7 days, right? I think it's a little bit too much to ask of Aston Villa. I know you have the whole Steven Gerrard narrative and Coutinho and Ings that could possibly help Liverpool. But I think they'll be more out there playing to help themselves. You see what I mean? And not have wearing Liverpool scarves around their necks. Not in this one. Not in this one. Because right now, for Aston Villa, they could still finish, 11th. They could still actually finish in the top 10 with a good result. With a good result, they could still finish with it. And that is what Gerrard was actually saying, why he went for the game against Liverpool. You see what I'm saying? So if you go for the game against City, best believe you're going to get picked off behind there. Best believe you're going to get picked off. Guys, my prediction here would be a convincing 3-0 win for Man City. And I'm sticking by that. I'm confident going into this one. And 3-0. 3-0. No if but nothing. No if but nothing. 3-0. Season over. Title sealed. Liverpool fans heartbroken once again. Okay? It's my thoughts. City would take the league title. Liverpool, the Carabao Cup, FA Cup. And maybe they could go on to take the Champions League as well. But in terms of the quadruple, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. If it does happen, well, you could come back and tell me, hey, man, Dom, what was that you were saying? What was that? But yeah, it is over, man. It is over. It is over. I expect Jack Grealish to get in on the act as well. Jack Grealish with a goal. Kevin De Bruyne with a goal. Foden with a goal. City to win the title. It's my thoughts, guys. 10 games previewed. 3 Thursday matches reviewed as well. The last preview of the season. Guys, we'll be back for the roundup come this Sunday. I work late. I work overtime on Sundays, so when I'm done, I'll come home, take a shower, settle a bit, have a beer ready to talk to you guys about the last games of the season there. So yeah, man. So 80 Boot is saying we need to rough City up, injure De Bruyne early. God damn, man. You really want us to lose so badly? Wow. Wow, man. Wow. Wow. So what else we got here, man? What else we got? Ryan, you're just digging a hole for yourself, bro. Just want to let you know that. Keep digging the hole, bro. Here's a shovel. Here's a fork. Keep digging the hole for yourself, man. Keep it up. All right. Let me see what we got here. But yeah, guys, appreciate you guys tuning into yet another one. I'm about to get the hell up out of here. Still got the Serie A title race going on. AC Milan, Inter Milan. That one is a good one to, keep tabs on. The championship playoff final as well between Forest and Huddersfield. I don't think that one has happened yet. That one's coming up. The Conference League final between Feyenoord and Roma. Champions League final coming up again as well. Guys, don't forget to check out Trophy Talk with your boy Kyle from Nothing But Reds and I. A lot of content on Man City and Liverpool. All the latest updates and our thoughts on, everything that's going on with both clubs. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, appreciate all the love, the support. You know what I mean? Been doing well. We've been doing well on the channel. And we'll only continue to grow and grow and grow and grow, man. So, guys, I'm about to call it a day. Got a little one sleeping here. So hopefully next season, I'll probably try to go back to getting the previews done on my days off, like early. It's gonna be a sacrifice as well, but I might have to get up a bit early and get those previews done. You know what I mean? It'll eat up my day, but still, you know, it will give me some time to just do things by myself. Cause most of the roundups I do by myself, anyways, on a Sunday or Monday. So, you know what I mean? But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in to yet another one. You know, it's your boy Dom. Appreciate it. You know what I mean? Back with another one. Guys, let me know how you like the new setup. You know, let me just send some shots out there. Nobody go and steal my setup, okay? I don't want to see nobody with no tree in their background going forward. I just want to put that out there. All right? I don't want to see no vegetation in your background going forward, okay? Just want to say that. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for tuning in to yet another one. Friend boy Dom. Until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace. Yeah, baby.